Hi, this is Meghla, and today's class is going to be about the numbers. So the first thing what you're going to see here is numbers classification and divisibility rules. So the numbers classification, in that we are going to see this real numbers, because basically the numbers will be split as real numbers and imaginary numbers. But the imaginary number we are now going to see here, and that is in the engineering, you have engineering maths, you have that, and that part we'll leave it now. So we're going to see only the real numbers. So in real numbers, you have this rational and irrational numbers. So whatever you are seeing within this circle, inside the circle, everything is a rational number, and outside the circle, whatever you have is irrational numbers. So what is irrational number? Irrational number is one which cannot be rationalized, which cannot be written as p by q. That is, rational number can be written as p by q, whereas these values like root 3, root 5 or pi. So root 3, when you say is 1.732 and then goes on, it doesn't repeat anywhere, neither it terminates. So these kind of numbers can never be written as p by q. So rational number is one where this can be written as p by q. This 1, 2, 3 or 2.7 or 1 by 2, all these are called rational numbers. Particularly, this is important, 22 by 7, because we normally write pi as 22 by 7, but this is actually an approximate value of pi. Pi as such is 3.141592 and so on. It goes on, whereas pi, the 22 by 7 is 3.142857. So therefore, this is to be noted, because they might ask you whether 22 by 7 is a rational or irrational, and you may think because pi is the best example for irrational number, you might, there are a lot of people who make mistake of writing this as irrational. So take care of that. And then you have something called countable numbers, which is natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, and rational numbers. So in rational numbers, whatever you have is like countable is nothing but counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you include 0 into that, we call that as a whole number. And when you include negative also in that, like -5, -4, then we call that as an integers. All these are called integers. Of course, the whole integer is like you have negatives, positives, and zeros also. And the rational number has all integers as well as some fractions, 2.71 or 0, -5, all. The most important thing which you're going to see is a prime number. So the prime numbers are quite important, because the next chapter, whatever you're going to see in numbers, most often we are going to use these prime numbers. So here prime number is a natural number which is divisible by 1 and itself. Like any two numbers is going to be divisible by. For example, if you take 5 as a prime number, it is divisible by 1 and 5. That's it. It has exactly two factors. So the prime numbers are like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, in which 2 is the only even prime number. Remaining all prime numbers are all odd. And any prime number can be written above 3. It can be written in the form of 6k plus or minus 1. So you can just see here, when you have k equal to 1, then you have plus or minus 1. So when you have minus 1, 6 into 1 minus 1 is 5, 6 into 1 plus 1 is 7. Both are prime numbers. Similarly, for 2 also you have 11 and 13. But you can't say for all these numbers is going to be prime number. For example, when you have 6 into 4, minus 1, which is 23, is a prime number, but plus 1 is 25, is not a prime number. Mostly multiples of 4, you're going to get this problem. So we can say that any prime number can be written in the form of 6k plus or minus 1, but the vice versa is not true. We can't say that any number written in the form of 6k plus or minus 1 is definitely going to be a prime number. And 1 is neither prime nor composite. That's it. This is like a standard value which you should be knowing, like 1 to 50, when you consider there are 15 prime numbers, and after 50 to 100 you have 10 prime numbers. And then method to identify whether the number is prime or not. So how to identify a number is prime or not? So you can see here that when you take a number 2, 3, 4, 5, you want to find out whether it's a prime or not. So this number, you just have to take the root, and taking a root is not that easy. 2, 3, 4, 5, finding the root, it is written here as 48.42, but I don't think it's that easy. So what you can do is you can just go for a number which is perfect square above this number. So I'm just considering this root of 25, 100. So when you consider this, that's nothing but 50. So you just consider 1 to 50 all prime numbers. So all prime numbers, list out all this here, and check whether this number is divisible by any of this. If it is divisible by at least one of this, then it is not a prime number. As it is ending in 5, you know that this number is divisible by 5, therefore this is not a prime number. Next is divisibility rules. So divisibility rules, you have to know for a few numbers. Here for 2, it is like last digit should be even. And let me finish off all the 2, 4 and 8, all those numbers first. So when you go for 2 or 4 or 8, you can see there 2 last 1 digit you are checking. For 4, you're going to check last 2 digits. And then for 8, you're going to check for the last 3 digits and so on. So that's the reason we are checking. Some of the digits should be divisible by 3 randomly. You can add these two, and then you can add this in whichever way you want to add, you can add, but the sum should be divisible by 3. A number divisible by 5. Yeah, the 5 divisibilities, check for the last digit as 0 or 5. That's it. That's very simple. And same thing for 25, you have to see last 2 digits you have to see for divisibility of 25. Last 2 digits has to be either 00 or 25 or 50 or 75 and so on. Same thing for 50, if you have to check again last 2 digits for divisibility of 50, that is 00 or 50. Now here 9. 9 again follows the same rule as 3. So again you have to check for the last sum of the 3 digits. You can just take the same example. When you divide by 9, you know that 99 is divisible by 9, 9 is divisible by 9. Therefore you have to check for the last, the sum of the 3 digits. So the sum of the 3 digits should be divisible by 9 instead of 3, which you are seeing here. And also one more thing is, if the number is divisible by 9, definitely it is divisible by 3. And 7 divisibility is one thing which I feel that if you do it directly is much easier than going for the shortcut. So here you can see that the number 3573, suppose you want to check for this divisibility, what I can do is I'll directly divide this by 7 and check. 35 by 7 is divisible, balance 3. Sorry, 7. 7 by 7 is divisible, remaining is 3. It's not divisible by 7. So you can directly say. But the method given here is take the 4-digit number, remove the last digit, double that. That becomes 6. And subtract from the balance number. So 357 minus 6 gives you 351. And then again this 351, remove the last digit, double that, that becomes 2. Subtract from the remaining number, that becomes 33. Once this becomes 2-digit number, check for the divisibility. 33 is not divisible by 7, therefore this is not divisible by 7. So when you want to go for the 11 divisibility, this is a number given. You just consider 9172816. Take the alternate digits, 9 plus 7 plus 8 plus 6. Write down those, add it. And the other alternate, 1 plus 2 plus 1, add it. It's going to be 30 and this is 4. Take the difference of the 2, it is 26. And 26 is not divisible by 11, therefore this number is not divisible by 11. It's very simple. Sum of the difference of the sum of the alternate digit should be either 0 or multiple of 11. That's it. I come across this 247. I just want to tell you something about this number. So this number, it has some important concept here, not related to divisibility rule, but still I just want to tell you this 247, whatever you have here, I can write this as 247,000 plus 247. And this is again considering this as 247 into 100. I'm sorry, 1000 plus 247. So 247, when you take it as common, the left out is 1000 plus 1. So that becomes 247 into 1001. So this is the value. And 1001 is an important number. It is nothing but it is 7 into 11 into 30. Please remember, this is an important number. This number 1001 is nothing but 7 into 11 into 13. Therefore, this number is divisible by 11, 13 and 7. So any number which is in the form of ABC is definitely divisible by 7, 11 and 13. That's it. So you have ABC. the one which is repeating, the 3-digit numbers, twice if it repeats, that means that number is divisible by 7, 11, and 13. Any number it can be. I can consider randomly like 972, 972. So this number also is divisible by 13. That's it. Thank you.